Salud mi gente, your boys coming through once again, and on today's video we have another sad story of another influencer becoming unalive, right? But this is not your typical story. Usually when I tell you stories like this that I always report is an influencer became a victim and the victimizer, we don't know what happened, right? Typical Mexico. But on this occasion, it was not only the influencer, it was her whole family. The husband, both kids, one 7 and the other one 13. Sad story. The whole family was found in their vehicle. I believe it was a Ford Ranger, abandoned in the streets of Guadalajara. As for right now, the cops don't know what happened. They are doing investigation towards, on the influencer, the lady, and the husband, right? So before we continue with this video, do not forget to hit the like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. For those who've been supporting the channel, I do highly appreciate it. Thank you very much, and thank you for the support. Muchas gracias. So let's get to this story, right? So this is the story of Esmeralda Ferrer Garibay, right? Let's not say that she was a influencer with hundreds of thousands of subscribers, no, or followers. Right now, she was just barely coming up. She had like between 17 to 23,000 followers on TikTok, and her content was basically showing off her lifestyle, expensive ass bags, trips, enjoying some expensive ass wine and stuff like that, putting her brand new vehicles on the camera and basically bumping narco corridos, right? I feel like the content from TikTok that comes from Mexico, that's what it is about. And that's how you go up. I don't know how it is in the States. I'm not on TikTok like that. I should, but I'm not on TikTok like that. But I feel like the message that comes from Mexico is a very bad message, and TikTok is rewarding that message. It's basically showing off your money. Look what I got. Look what I'm doing. My nails, expensive at this, expensive at that. But they're not showing what they're doing behind scenes, right? Like they don't show working, busting their ass, making that money, but sacrificing and eventually enjoying that money, right? Like your boy does, right? Even though your boy does not have no money, but I show myself busting my ass and stuff like that, right? But they don't show that to the kids, man, to those viewers. They need to be pushed towards the right direction. We have so many, people getting themselves involved in that lifestyle because they think they're gonna be making money, and at the end of the day, they just sacrifice themselves, right? They just put them in front lines and sacrifice them, right? But this is what this lady was doing, showing off her money, and it didn't work out. Even in one of her videos, she was basically saying that that is the life of having, or the benefit of having a boyfriend who's a narco. Having that money is the benefit of that. But she never thought about the consequences, right? Which this is the consequences. And sad that both of her kids had to pay for it as well, right? I can only imagine what they went through, because trust me, when it comes to this, there's nothing nice about it. They're not gonna be nice. They're not gonna be polite with it. They're gonna be violent. They're gonna be, people are gonna be scared, right? First of all, nobody knows what happened, right? That vehicle, there's like a camera system in Mexico. They call it Fight something, right? And this system can track every street you went through, everything. They can track everything. So they backtrack on that, where that truck was at, and they came out to the conclusion that it was this truck stopped in a mechanic shop called La Araña, right? When the cops went over there, they found signs that something took place right there. There was shell cases, blood, and as a matter of fact, 3 of those mechanics were called for questioning. They asked them, "Hey, do you know something that took place right here? Do you know this? Do you know that?" And they were like, "No, we did about our day, went home, and that was it." They let them go because there was no evidence to tie those people in with the crime, right? But they never made it home. They disappear. Those 3 guys are no longer, nobody knows where they're at. The family members of those people, right, which one was a family, has his own family, the other one was living with the mom, they were asking for questions like, hold on, man, if you know there are family members was in danger, especially when you get them involved in a crime like this, where you let them out just like that. I mean, it's like it's catching like a 22. If you lock them up, it's like, hey man, what you doing it? But if you let them out, it's like, oh, well, you did it. Like, come on, man. But when it comes to that, you never know, man. You never know. And it's if they were involved, they're long gone. They're done, right? If they were not involved, I mean, they're no longer with us. You know, probably they got done the same way that this family got done. You know, nobody knows that. The thing about the husband, right? Because they did their investigation, they trying to see if she was involved because her, you know what's going on right now in Mexico of people who have social media laundering stuff and making money like that. They were trying to see if she had anything to do with this, which it came back negative, right? It was not her. Now, her husband or the husband is being investigated, right? So this guy was involved of on buying used cars, used vehicles, and selling those vehicles, right? I don't know how much money they make over there, but right here where I'm at the border, a lot of people make a lot of money because they go into the auctions in Mexico, they get in the computer, buy certain vehicles, and have it they have them cheap to come to Mexico, right? And then let's say they have like a mechanical problem or they just need a body work, the labor is cheap. And eventually once everything is done, they just sell it for a very high price, right? I mean, I was trying to get involved in that lifestyle, right? In that business, but the thing about that is that you need money to buy those vehicles. You cannot just buy one and hope. I mean, you're gonna hope that that thing sells because if something happens, there goes your whole investment, right? But that's how it is. Now, to get those vehicles and send them down south, I don't know how much they make because that thing is gonna cost you extra, right? Another thing that he was involved in, it was planting tomatoes in Michoacan. I don't know if I believe that one, but that's his background. He was a tomato planter. He was selling tomatoes, you know. And because of these two businesses, this lady was living the lifestyle, lavish lifestyle, you know, expensive ass purses. Unless everything was fake, I don't know, man. I don't know. You cannot believe everything that comes on the screen, right? Everybody's just trying to show off, but maybe they got it in Timu. Well, they're trying to say that this attack came because of the husband. The husband had to be involved in something, and they were trying to investigate what was wrong with the husband, with who he was involved. Because honestly, the whole planting tomatoes, I don't believe that. I mean, especially a girl that looks like her with the plastic surgery, expensive ass clothes, all the. I mean, if you see her pictures, man, you can tell like what's up, man. The thing about her TikTok is that you can see the transformation from when she didn't have nothing with the black hair, and eventually coloring her hair, getting all the fake things and stuff like that, and all like, damn, this is crazy. You know, but that is reality in Mexico. Sad story, of course, man, especially for the little ones. I don't know who's capable of doing this, but it is pretty sad. It is sad, but it is reality, man. You get yourself involved in this type of lifestyle, there's gonna be consequences. Maybe not with the people that work with you, but the enemies. The enemies, man. Nothing good comes out of this. Simple as that, man. We have seen influencers time after time going through the same things. Sadly, that's the reality of Mexico. So as for right now, Guadalajara is hot. I mean, there's been on the lives of influencers, including this one, of singers, that just happened within a month, I believe, within a month. And it is the sad reality that in that state, for justice to come through, man, is very hard because everybody's connected, everybody knows somebody, and eventually there's a lot of influence that comes from the, let's say, from that lifestyle to the politicians, to the authorities, whatever my case might be. So I don't know if they're ever gonna solve this crime, like the same thing that happened with the other influencer who became unalive in Jalisco as well. But hopefully, I mean, But hopefully, a lot of people can see or learn something good out of this situation, man. So, with this being said, we are out to next video. Muchas gracias. Saludos.